Good morning, everybody. It's Ponkulendran from Canada, the dual language writer. Now, the president has been elected through the MPs of the 225 MPs of the cabinet, which is actually they're not. He's not elected by the people, but the MPs, who are the representatives of the people. But this is as per the constitution. Therefore, we cannot go and question it. This should have been thought of long before the constitution to go for an election and then elect a president. The second alternative that should have been in the constitution is that in the last presidential election, when the first person who won the highest number of votes has left the party, left the presidency post, the next person who should be eligible as per the elected uh, election held is the second candidate who was supposed to be the Sajid Premadasa. In which case, that amounts to the election by the people, not by the MPs. There was a lot of uh, issues that was involved when you allow the 225 MPs to be to elect the president, because the majority is from the Rajapaksa's party. Therefore, they will definitely elect a person who will be supporting them and to cover up their deals and the corruption. So there were so many questions that Ranil, who was elected as president, will be protecting Rajapaksa, and there was a deal between the Bhatt party and him, and that is why he got 134 votes. And Anura, the JVP leader, said that they expected more than 113 votes for the person who came from the Bhatt party, Dallas Alagaperuma, but that too, there was a last minute changeover because there was some money deals. But all these things happen when you elect the MPs to elect the presidency like this, and it gives an opportunity for the MPs to make money. So let us not go into much detail on this. Now, the question is, what did Ranil do? If you have observed his behavior, first thing he did was he gave a very short speech in the parliament after his election. And also he mentioned C. Vigneswaran and Kumar Ponnambalam in his speech, along with Sambandhan. And that shows that he wanted to bring in the minority people into the system. That was a short speech. Whereas the speech given by Sajid and Darasalaga Peruma and also Anura Dissanayake were too long, and most of the subjects that he spoke were well known to the people. So I'm not going to criticize those speeches. So this proves that Ranil has a very vast experience in the political arena. He has been MP for minister for prime minister and prime minister for 7 years, seven times, and he has also involved in a lot of I can say actions against the people and for the people. But of course, it is known that he comes from a rich family, and he has his own house in Colombo 7. And more than that, his wife is also a professor in English. And also, he has written his will of his house and library to the Royal College where he studied. So, those are the background. So, he comes from a very good Colombo 7 upper class people. One more review that I received was that Sangha is in favor of high caste people to take over the position of the presidency. There is caste system still exists in Buddhism, just like in northern part of Sri Lanka. And therefore, sorry, Premadasa Sajid has a problem on that issue. Moreover, he never been a prime minister. And also the second aspect is, unlike his father, he lacks a lot of experience. He is young, and also he split away from the UNP, and from RANIL. But it is RANIL who nominated him for the presidency post. Uh, so those are the issues. Now the question is, who is there? If you say Gota go home, Basil go home, Mahinda go home, now the RANIL go home. So who is the best person to say, please come home? Is it Sajid, or is it Anura, or is it say Mighty Persisena, or is it Sambandan, or is it Sumandran, or is it Sanakya? Anyone. Just tell me who is a person who has an experience, who has an international contact, who can build up the economy and this thing. So when this question is answered, is an immediate thing that we require to revive the economy. So the answer is very simple. It's Ranil only. That is might be one of the reasons why the Bhatt party elected him and put the burden on him. But the question is, there's a talk that uh, he was a what do you call person who will be supporting and protecting the Rajapaksa family. And even the reply that was given at the election, after the election, one person who asked Rajapaksa, to whom did he vote? He said, he smiled sarcastically when you look at his face and his body movements, that who else? I voted for Alagapiruma. Can you trust that man? He is the number one crook and a liar. His whole family is like that. You will never, and also some of his stooges. One of the issues that came up with those Sambandhan's party, the 10 people, was Veeravansa and also Vasudevan Anakkar and those guys who have a little bit of ethnic bias, that if they are in the Alagapperumal's party, they will hesitate to support him. But that was given in writing that they will not, if he is elected, they will not be in the cabinet. The question is now coming into the Ranil. But have you all observed his behavior after the elections? First thing is, after the elections, he went and thanked the army, all the three forces. That is, he wanted to win the confidence of the people. Second thing is that he visited the hospital just to show them that he is with the army and he needs their support. After that, have you all observed his forehead? He has a holy ash of the Hindu holy ash also. That means he would have gone to the temple to showing that he still believes in it. Because whenever he visits Jaffna, he never forgets to go to Nallur temple with the Tamil lady, what's called Kada, uh, who was a UNP MP and a supporter of the UNP. And he was a frequent visitor to Jaffna. The second aspect of is that, if you would have observed, that he is a man who is very particular about protocol and the government service protecting the government assets. So he is very much keen in seeing that the uh, presidency palace, the office, temple trees, all those things have to be protected, because that is the government property which is based on the taxpayers' money. So the protesters should know that no damage should be caused to the uh, public assets, especially the departments and everything. That is very important. I'm sure they have not done that, but there is an allegation that most of the items in the presidency palace have been stolen, and I don't know how the truth is, but I am sure that the protesters would not have done it. Um, the other aspect of it is that when the media questioned him about his action, he said, "What will you do if it happens in your country? I am only taking action as per the law. The judiciary has given the action to see that this area is out of bounds, and also we are giving them a place in wherever we park for them to go and do the protest, because that is a public, the old Parliament building, and that area which is open for the for foreigners, the tourists to come, and the golf is green and all those places, which is giving them dollars. So this is action that I have taken to make sure that we don't should not be obstacle for the foreigners to come in. Now these are very reason he also was very uh, straight away. He told the what do you call the reporters, first check your information. Don't waste your things on Facebook and Twitters and Instagram, and make sure that what is going to be the action taken. So that is a thing that shows his experience in management side of it. And the one more thing that we should observe in his action, that he had promised that he also agreed to meet the demands of those protesters. He has openly said that. Second thing is that he also openly said that he will resolve the ethnic problem so long as he is in the power. So that's a good sign. And we should not go and say, okay, you go home. Give him a chance. Give him a chance for about 6 months and see how he is going to resolve it. His first aim was to cut down all shortages. I think it is gradually taking shape. Petrol is now available. Gasoline, gas also will be available soon, and money will be flowing in. One more important thing is that he should first release the 46 political prisoners. If he can do that, he will win the confidence of the northern east and the people. Second thing is that he should also allow the surrender the land acquired by the army to their respective owners, and insist on developing those land after they got it, and provide enough finance, or even the expatriate population will provide finance for them to develop the acquired land. Third aspect of is the most important thing is find a solution for the missing people, which is very important, and that is a very vital thing. The fourth aspect of is that completely stop corruption, auditing, and everything. Corruption is the main cause of those things. So solving after ethnic problem, and giving more power to the provincial council, and diluting the powers of the governor is a thing that they have to consider. I heard that he's going to remove all the governors. So I don't know whether he's going to plant with UNP supporters or intellectuals or honest people. So there are very good senior civil servants as well as Sri Lankan administrative service officers with very good management experience. Former lady who was the governor, she is one of the names which I can identify. Anyhow, these are the issues. It is he has a full of things. But another issue that came up in my mind was the prime minister's appointment. Dinesh Gunawardena is supposed to be a little um, technically biased-minded person, but his recent talks have slightly changed. Also, I heard that his father, Philip Gunawardena, was a very active member in Indian politics during the freedom for fight in uh, against the British, and he was involved with the Gandhian movement, and he was arrested, and all those things. So he had some link with the Indian freedom fighting movement. And he was a very good speaker because he was in the London Speaker's Corner, and I heard his speech. And but later when he became a minister and everything, he became an ethnically biased person. I'm sure Philip Gunawardana's son, Dennis Gunawardana, will not be an ethnic biased man, and he will join with the president, and resolve the ethnic problem. And he too made a statement to that effect. So let us give him a chance, at least for 6 or 9 months, and see how the things are progressing. Let us not start shouting. And I know Mano Ganeshan is also now practically thinking to join the party as an all-party distinct. And also there may be a possibility that Russia, what do you call Rishad Baduddin might to join the party. and also there's a possibility one or two TNA I do not know about CV Vigneshwaran Ayya, and but he will. I have my doubt whether he will join, but he will be advising him, Ranil, because he voted for him. Therefore, and he's also his house is very closer to Ranil's house at Cambridge Terrace. I know the area very well because I used to go and give tuition to Ranil's brother in 1965 in physics. And I have met with Ranil twice, and I spoke to him that time. That time he was not in the politics; he was doing his law. And then I was very good with his father, Desmond Wickramasinghe. He was a owner of the Lake House. I must tell you that few things are in favor of Ranil. As I told you, the experience, this knowledge, and also his high caste level on column 7, and also his link with the foreign countries, especially the Western world. So these are the things that will should improve the economy, and also the central bank governor too has said things should improve within 5 years' time. Well, sorry, within 4 to 5 months' time, and uh, once the confidence has been built and the tourists started flowing in, and also improving on the exports market, cutting down the imports, and also cutting down other fiscal expenses. Fiscal policy has to be improved. Cut down unwanted expenses on public service, and also a lot of things could be done, and that will reduce the expenses and will also improve the income, and also to the good link with the expatriate population, and encourage the Middle East people to have a good relationship with the Middle East. That is why they have appointed Al Sabri. Some say that he was appointed to find a place for uh, Gotabaya Rajapaksa. I heard now he is trying to get into Saudi or in Dubai or everything. So these are all speculations by media because they want to sell their paper. But anyhow, we will wait and see what things are going to happen. And I will advise, give him a chance, and for about 6 to 9 months, and see how the things are progressing. Uh, I foresee there is going to be some improvement on the ethnic issue, and also releasing of the prisoners, and sort of surrendering the land. So the lands that were acquired by the government, by the army, and when one or two these things have taken place, and also coming into an agreement with the expatriate population to bring in uh, money, dollars, and develop more northeast and up country as well as the southern part. So see, these are things that will be required, and corruption, cutting down the corruption, and auditing control. These things. Thank you very much for listening to my views, and may help the beautiful island of paradise, and take it that the from being getting destroyed by corrupt family dynasty, and should be the death nail. And finally, one more thing in the constitution, this question of these appointed MPs should be completely eradicated. We have to get back to over the Whitall system, the British system. It should be elected by the members. The appointed MPs deals to all the manipulation and also money dealings. So appointed MPs should be completely um, got rid of, and the presidency should be elected by the people, not by the MPs. And I suggested one of the things, or else election have to be held only for the president. So this is what is these are the views of mine. Well, many of you may not differ, but I am thinking it logically. I am not a supporter of Ranil. I am not a supporter of Rajapaksa. I am not a supporter of any Tamil party, but I am a supporter of the people and the protesters, because people's will is mightier than any other thing. The judiciary will have to be independent, completely independent. There should not be any political link between the judiciary and the politicians. Thank you very much. Bye. Pon Kulen.